Hi guys, I believe I'm live here. And will you be able to hear me properly? If someone can join, can please inform me. I will wait for next 1 to 2 minutes and then we are going to be starting our today's session of planet Jupiter, love, materialistic things, and planet Mars, love, war. And this is actually going to be a very interesting perspective which I'm going to be sharing with you in today's live session. Ajay Man, hello Nikhil bhai. Ajay ji, will you be able to hear me properly? Am I audible? My audio is coming clearly. Yes, clear audio and video. Hi, okay. So first of all, this is the video which is going to be about the concept of the fourth house. And today with the help of this video, I'm going to help you to understand the true importance of the fourth house and how the materialistic comforts in your life is connected with fourth house and how planet Jupiter is actually going to be contributing or helping you in building the materialistic comforts in your life. Although in Vedic astrology, planet Venus is the actual significator of the luxury and liquid money as well. But the true comfort which I'm discussing here, I'm not only talking about from the materialistic possessions or conveniences. I'm actually talking about the mental peace of a person. And that is where Jupiter tends to get exalted into the fourth house in the sign of Cancer. Now Jupiter is exalted in the fourth house is not only for enjoying the materialistic comforts. Jupiter, it's a guru, okay? So guru is getting exalted in the fourth house because guru find mental peace out there. And that is also the main reason why planet Mars is actually debilitated in this particular house, because Mars don't understand the concept of peace. After some point in your life, achieving everything through materialistically or maybe from monetary standpoint of view, or maybe after having a family, having kids, having everything, still the one part which is missing in the Kali Yuga is the mental peace. And that is where not only planet Moon is going to play a very important role, Jupiter in your astrological chart is actually going to be playing a very important role in order to decide the kind of life which you are going to be living. Because you need to understand one very important thing here. The strength of the Jupiter on one hand is actually giving you expansion and growth in your life. Because out of all the 9 planets in Vedic astrology, Jupiter is the only planet which symbolizes expansion and growth. Rahu also symbolizes expansion and growth, but it's in this sudden manner. But the expansion and growth which is created by planet Jupiter in your horoscope, it's going to be a very steady expansion and growth. And that is where the single most planet in Vedic astrology is actually the Karka and significator of 80% of the things that you are going to be having in your life. Whether it's connected with your marriage and married life aspect, it's connected with your children, capability to raise a family, having good career, even somewhere the level of satisfaction is also deeply associated with Jupiter, because this is the planet which is actually going to be giving you the wisdom over the things which you are going to be valuing in your life. And that is also the main reason why the debilitated Jupiter or the Capricorn Jupiter, here I'm not only talking about the zodiac sign placement of Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. If even Jupiter is posited in the 10th house, or the energy of the 10th house is the house of Capricorn actually, Jupiter is going to be not only debilitated in Capricorn, house association is also going to play a very pivotal role in determining the actual strength of your Jupiter. And today in this live session, I'm going to be sharing one very simplest trick with you And this is the trick which you need to apply in your own astrological charts for this single most planet. Okay, you just need to see where your Jupiter is positioned into your astrological chart. There are total 12 houses. It may be Jupiter is positioned in your 5th house in the sign of Leo. It may be in the 10th house in the sign of Scorpio, or it may be in the 3rd house in the sign of Virgo, in the 8th house in the sign of Aries. First of all, just pick where Jupiter is positioned and remove the zodiac sign from that particular Jupiter. Okay, if for example Jupiter is positioned in the 8th house in the sign of Aries, so remove it. Okay, just consider Jupiter is in the 8th house, then blend the energy of this 8th house. I'm talking about the energy of Scorpio with your Jupiter, and in this way you will be able to make a very optimum predictions into your life. You can do this trick or apply this trick with all the other planets also, but specifically as soon as you start applying this trick to planet Jupiter, more and more concepts with regards to Vedic astrology regarding your own chart will eventually start getting clearing into your life, because this is the Graha Jupiter which is actually going to be becoming comfortable in most of the chart. Okay, it's not like that if Jupiter is in Capricorn so it's debilitated. Yes, Jupiter in Capricorn is actually getting debilitated because it's the house 10th house of war, where you need to fight actually. If you look right now, even if you are a working professional 9 to 5 person, if you are a businessman, you need to fight actually, because earning money is a brutal game, and 10th house is that brutal game actually. Okay, where you need to put your hardcore effort, energy and everything. And Jupiter don't love to be in such kind of a places where there is lot of competition, where you need to prove yourself, or where you need to actually put some extra effort to receive something, because this is the Dharam Bhav, okay, Karam Bhav, and Jupiter is the planet of Dharma. So whenever the Jupiter, this 9th house lord, is actually going into this 10th house, Jupiter tend to lose its energy of Dharma. And here Jupiter is more and more concentrated over just one aspect, and that is the concept of Karam. Jupiter in the Karam Bhav tend to feel its debilitation. Reason being, because it's your 9th house lord, that is your Dharma. Now the Dharma simply mean the intent of a person, okay? And Karma simply mean any physical effort which you are performing in your life, or it may be any mental effort or mental thoughts which you are sending. Karam can be of any kind, okay? Karma or Karam, it can be of any. It may be physical Karam, like right now I'm making this video, so this is also a Karam. You are watching this video, this is again your Karam. Now with which intent I'm creating this video and with which intent you are watching this video is determined using your 9th house. Because this is the house which is actually going to be giving you the capacity to differentiate between what is good for me and what is bad for me. So Jupiter anywhere in your astrological chart, out of all the 12 houses, wherever it is posited, Jupiter is going to be carrying the 9th house energy in that particular area. It means your intent towards performing certain tasks, certain activity is going to be deeply interlinked with this Jupiter. And the main reason, even if you take the example of a Jupiter in your 1st house. So here the Dharma Lord actually is going in the Lagna. Now ascendant is very action oriented. It's the sign of agility, movement. And that is where you will see Jupiter in the 1st house tend to uphold Dharma at any cost. And Jupiter love being in the 1st house also, because it's the friendly sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mangal Graha. Once again, I repeat the concept of just removing the zodiac sign placement, and you just need to consider the house placement of the Jupiter and blend its energy with the Kalpurusha Kundli. It's similarly like suppose you draw one Kalpurusha Kundli Aries ascendant chart, and you are just as it is pasting the planets up there, okay? So even if your Jupiter is in the 11th house in the sign of Aquarius, or if it is in the 10th house, it's in Capricorn. If it is in 9th house, it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Because house energy is actually going to be blending with the zodiac sign energy. So Jupiter anywhere in the chart, and in the Lagna, Jupiter tend to uphold Dharma. In the 4th house also, which is our main topic of today's discussion, Jupiter whenever goes into the 4th house, now many will think, okay, Guru like planet is actually going to enjoy materialistic comforts or pleasures. No. This is the superficial judgment if you are judging Jupiter by just looking into this way. Because 4th house is not only the house which actually represents the materialistic comforts in your life. This is actually the house which represents the mental peace of a person. So Guru is going to value mental peace, okay, above everything. And that is also the reason why if there are some malefic planets are posited in your 4th house, it may be Saturn, Rahu, Mangal, you tend to feel devoid, completely devoid of the mental peace. Because malefic planet, if they are coming into the 4th house, they are not going to give you mental peace. They have the capability to give you all the materialistic comforts in your life. Like take the example of a Rahu in your 4th house. So Rahu have the capacity to bless you with all the materialistic comforts, but still the level of satisfaction is not going to be coming into your life. And that is where the nectar and the juice of the 4th house is only understood by this single most graha, that is the planet Jupiter. 4th house is also the house which is going to play a very pivotal role in the marriage and married life aspect. Because this is the house of marital bliss. Marital bliss means the happiness, the level of satisfaction which you are going to be gaining into your life. And if you just count from the 7th house, 10th house is actually becoming the house of career. It's the house of profession. And from 7th house, 10th house is the house of karma. Now this is the karma, marriage related karma. It's not any other karma, because if you are counting from the 7th house 10 places away, so we are actually determining the karmas of your marriage. Now what do you mean to understand? How do you understand this part actually? The karmas of your marriage. I've made many videos over this topic, many videos actually. But the core concept you need to understand, it's linked with the Jupiter. Because understand one very thing in the simplest manner here, from this 7th house, the planet that is posited into the 4th house, any planet, it may be you are having empty 4th house, there are chances, I'm not denying that fact. But if the planets are posited in your 4th house, this is actually going to be symbolizing the exact amount of karma that you need to perform in your marriage. This is also not only the symbolism of your own karma, it's the karam bhav, it's the 10th house of your partner as well. And 10th house is not only career, it's your karam bhav. So whenever the malefics, they tend to go up there, they tend to consider things as a burden, as a responsibility. Like malefics in the 4th house, they are not going to do anything out of a sense of enjoyment. Very difficult for them to find their career also, their business also, where they have the capacity to put their heart completely. 4th house is this heart chakra, it's the heart portion, okay? There are 7 chakras in our body. 4th house is the heart chakra. Heart chakra is actually responsible for the happiness of a person. So if that blockage is in the 4th house, you need to remove that blockage by strengthening Jupiter into your astrological chart. Because understand one thing here, Jupiter is the intent of a person. As soon as you are going to make your intent very, very pure, I'm talking about intent here, intention of a person. If your intention while doing a 9 to 5 job is just for the sake of earning money, Jupiter is incapable to produce positive result into your life. Whereas if your intent at the time of doing job is going to be some sort of a selfless service towards humanity, or maybe you want to do some contribution towards the humanity, this Jupiter have the capability to automatically improve and start giving the wonderful results. Same concept you can apply to the marriage and the married life aspect also. Even if you are a person watching this video in a one-on-one relationship, maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, casual relationships, maybe even in the marriage also. So the amount of contribution which you are going to be making into your relationships, into your marriage is also going to be depending over the Brihaspati, Jupiter. Because this is the Graha which is not only going to be upholding Dharma above, this is also the planet which is going to provide the materialistic comforts to the complete family. And that is also the reason Jupiter tend to feel exalted in the 4th house, because here the Jupiter is becoming the number one provider. You can just consider it as a gift towards humanity. So whosoever is having Jupiter in the 4th house, they are the natural gift towards humanity. Natural gift actually. And you need to start considering yourself as a gift. Now what is the purpose of a gift? Gift is actually going to make someone happy, or gift is going to be having some sort of a value connected with it. So Jupiter in the 4th house is that sort of a gift. It's a gift towards humanity. Exalted Jupiter, it's don't confuse this Jupiter with other things like materialistic things. Although yes, it's a part, I'm not denying that fact. I mentioned it in the description already. Jupiter love materialism. But it's not only the materialism part which Jupiter is going to be loving, because here Jupiter is becoming the number one provider. You can consider if the person having Jupiter in the 4th house, so this is actually going to be creating expansion, expansion, expansion and expansion. Its energy is ever expanding anywhere if it is posited in your chart. It may be if it is posited into your 8th house, this is going to expand its energy. Occult energy is actually getting increased, curiosity is getting increased. You tend to actually think your dharma is linked with that part. So the purity of thoughts towards 8th house will also help you to learn Vedic astrology. Your purity of thought towards the 7th house of relationship will also help you to improve your relationship aspect. Purity of thoughts anywhere, because I told you Jupiter anywhere in the chart, it's representing the purity of your thoughts. Whether you will be able to create a mental peace with that particular house or not. This is actually going to be defining a true Jupiter into your Vedic astrological chart. Significance of this Graha is not only limited to 4th house, even if it is in the 7th house, although it's a Karka Bhavo Nasho, it's not a good thing, because it's going to be destroying the significance of the 7th house. If the significant of one house is sitting in this house, it's destroying its significance. But still I will tell you, even if Jupiter is in the 7th house, still the purity of thoughts in the marriage is actually going to play a very, very pivotal role. I've seen many individuals with even debilitated Jupiter in their 7th house. So whatever lessons that Jupiter is going to teach them initially is actually going to help you to build and sustain your marriage. I'm not here describing the first marriage or second marriage, but purity of thoughts towards this house is actually going to be giving you more positive response from this Graha. Even if it is posited in your 5th house, 5th house is the house of your Gyan and knowledge. Constant and ever expanding thing. If it is posited anywhere, I'm telling you, it's that ever expansion. But the difficulty with this planet, with this Jupiter don't know the limits actually. It's a limitless Graha. Saturn on the other hand, know what is limit, what is boundary, what is restriction, up to what extent I need to do something. Jupiter is a limitless planet. If Jupiter also start giving wealth to someone, it's going to give abundance and prosperity. Not only wealth, abundance, happiness, rejoice, which you are going to be receiving out of that materialistic comforts in your life. If the person is having 4th house with malefic associations like Rahu or maybe any other planet, malefics in the 4th house are capable enough to give materialistic comforts. But it's not a promise whether you are going to be receiving peace out of that materialistic comforts in your life or not. And that is where luxury is not a bad thing. Materialism is not a bad thing. Many people, they are brainwashed in such a way, considering money as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, because this will help you to create comforts in your life. And once you will be able to create small comforts in your life, this will eventually going to be enhancing Jupiter into your astrological chart. and that is actually your mental peace. And mental peace is that difficult thing which is very difficult to attain in the 21st century. So the only way which is associated with this graha is actually gaining such optimal position into your life. That is the main reason why I made all the 12 videos for 12 ascendants for money and wealth in Vedic astrology, because many people are confused with regards to making money also. They don't know up to what extent we need to make money. And many people, they are still confused about how to make money. You can watch my playlist, Money and Wealth. You will be able to understand the wealth footprint in the more basic or detailed manner. But even after achieving, as I am telling you, after achieving a certain level of wealth, certain level of materialistic things into your life, the next thing the person is going to be demanding mental peace. And that is where Jupiter, the purity of thoughts, will eventually help you to attract mental peace into your life. It's like Jupiter anywhere in the chart posited, you just need to bring purity of thoughts towards that particular area. It's also the purity of thoughts towards your mother as well, towards your father as well, towards your siblings also, purity of thoughts towards your wife, towards your kids as well, towards your co-bosses, towards your worker as well. Anywhere, purity of thoughts is not only linked to one particular area, because until and unless your thoughts are impure, Jupiter will not going to follow the path of dharma. I told you it's the 9th house energy, wherever it is posited. And dharma is the intention of a person. It's the intent. The main word is intent. So the purity of thoughts is actually going to help you to improve this graha. And how you can make your thoughts more and more pure, auspicious, is by designing your life in such a way where many things are on easy mode and even through materialistic comforts also. This is a practical advice and solution which I'm giving you. Many people are going to be now start writing here regarding spirituality and these kind of a thing. I'm making this video for people who are actually part of family. We are not making these videos for sages, sadhus and saints. I believe even the 99% of the people who are watching this video, they are householders. They are grihas, they are family men, they are doing something, or maybe family women, which you need to look after the kids actually. So enhancing the materialistic comforts will help you to bring mental peace into your life. And purity of thoughts is only going to be coming by enhancing that materialistic comforts in your life. Until and unless if you are having cluttered thoughts inside your mind, it's going to be spoiling planet Jupiter in Vedic astrology. Second is the complaining nature of a native. Yes, complaining nature. Now I do consultations on daily basis and I love doing what I'm doing. Okay. Now many people come to me with their questions, but sometime between their questions they tend to go towards that complaining mode. Now understand one thing here, if you are complaining, you are weakening your Jupiter in your chart. Complaining is going to destroy the significance, positive significance of this graha. So you need to live your life without any complaints, or you need to make or held yourself responsible for whatever things that have done or that are actually happening into your life. Now let me shift to the second energy of Mars. Now Mars is the planet which loves war, and this is the planet which is actually debilitated in the 4th house. Now here I'm not saying if you are having Mars placement in the sign of Cancer, you will not be able to enjoy materialistic comforts. It's not like that. But if your Mars is debilitated and even if you are having money, still you will not be able to experience or enjoy the true materialistic comforts in your life. Because Mars is not going to do anything by thinking. It's not having the wisdom like Jupiter. It's an action-oriented graha. It's the blood. It's brutal planets. It's a red in color. And Mars only understands one thing, and that is war. Mars don't understand simple language. And that is the reason warrior is actually becoming in the 10th house. Strong Mars in your astrological chart will not only help you to fight in the home, because fighting in the home is a different thing now. It's better to fight outside because that is the war zone. It's the Capricorn element and it's the 10th house actually. And 10th house is that house where you need resilient to fight with other people. The reason why I'm using the word fight here, because if you are a working person, male or female, you know it's a fight, okay? So Mars is a fighter. That many gurus over the Vedic astrology, they might going to tell you like, no, you need to do this thing in that way, make it easy. It's not easy. Life is not an easy thing, okay? Mark my words, life is not easy. So you don't need easy planet. You need brutal planet. Because the brutality will eventually help you to prove your point. And yes, you need to prove your point. And that is where this is becoming exalted in the 10th house. It's that sort of energy. It's one of the fairest form. Both planets, I will tell you, Jupiter and Mars, they both are Agni Tattav Graha. Jupiter is having Akash element, additional element in it, and Mars is having watery element. It's the additional element in it. But there is one common element which is present inside both of these planets, and that is Agni. Agni means fire. Mars rules the sign of Aries and Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius. So you see the Agni element is actually present inside both of these grahas. So it's not like that the things which Mars is capable of doing, Jupiter is incapable. It's not like that. Both the planets have the capability to do the things of each other as well, but they don't love doing that part. It's not like that only Jupiter have the capacity to provide materialistic comforts. Mars also have the capacity to actually gain lot of materialistic comforts, and many materialistic comforts including your home actually. Home, which is your 4th house, home is a piece of land, and land is symbolized by planet Mars. But still Mars is debilitated in your 4th house because Mars is not looking this home and this point of view from the comfort standpoint of view. Mars is looking it from the necessity point of view. Like it's my need, it's the need of a human being for its sustenance and survival. So this is the graha which is going to be working for the survival part first of all. What is the need of a person? It's the food, clothing and shelter. These are the 3 basic requirements of any human being. Food is very important. Without food, very difficult for you to live. Clothing is also equally important. You need to wear something. Okay, and shelter means some home, some piece of land you need to live. If you look into the ancient times actually, specifically in our ancient Hindu tradition culture, there are many epic battles like Mahabharata. They fought in the Kurukshetra, and that war is actually not only it's because of Draupadi that war happened, it's actually because Pandavas are demanding Kauravas. They two are the two opposite end, okay? Pandavas, they are demanding Kauravas. Pandavas are in the Dharma path, okay? Righteous path, and Kauravas are in the path of Adharma. And this is the exact depiction of Mars, if you will be able to understand this point. Here Pandavas are demanding, give us the 5 gaon or 5 villages so that we can live comfortably. So what they are demanding? 5 villages. It's a piece of land actually. So why? And Kauravas, they refuse to give. It's the Hastinapur province and they refuse to give. And after their refusal, what has happened? 5 Pandavas, they declare war and they won the war with the help of Lord Shri Krishna. Now that fight is happening for a piece of land. You can look into the big countries, Ukraine and Russia, they are fighting with one another. Why they are fighting? They are fighting for a piece of land. Many countries, many in the household also, you see fight happen between father, your grandfather, your siblings. The reason for this fight is a piece of land, it's property. Many people also took property consultations, like we are having disputed this thing, that part. They are fighting for which thing? It's Mars. So Mars is the planet which is the main problematic part here, because this can create fight. Because understand one thing here, if Mars is truthful mean if it is having a very pure intent, you cannot defeat a strong Mars person. Jupiter is also incapable, okay? Because understand one thing here, the big planet, big giant planet, it's a gaseous planet. If the Guru-like planet is actually getting debilitated in the 10th house of a career, so where we need to look? We need to look for that small planet Mars, because it's exalted. Mars tends to understand the energy, because it's a fight, and it's the fight of Dharma. So Mars is actually here fighting for Jupiter, because Mars want to protect Jupiter. They are the friendly planets. And I told you Jupiter represents the Dharma. So Mars is fighting for upholding the Dharma. Mars is fighting for upholding Dharma. And that is the reason it's debilitated in the sign of Cancer. Because Mars energy don't feel comfortable in the comforts and conveniences kind of a zone. But still Mars have the capability to acquire everything. Nowadays also, if I ask you one question, what is the most costly thing which you have ever bought in your life? Many people are going to say real estate. These three things are not easy to get actually. Food is not easy to get. You need to fight for obtaining food. There are many fortunate people, they no need to fight for obtaining the food, but okay, still it's a day-to-day fight of a common man to obtain food and clothing. And not only for themselves, to providing for their family as well. And the last important part is shelter. It's a piece of land actually. And that piece of land is not actually, you will not gain it very easily. That is also the reason why real estate prices are soaring. It's the Mangal energy in the Kali Yuga. Mars energy in the Kali Yuga is actually getting amplified. And by the time you reach 20, 29, 30 or even very difficult for you to afford a single 1 BHK apartment. Because understand one thing here, in order for you to gain that piece of land, you need to fight like a Pandava, because they are also fighting for a piece of land. Why they are fighting? Why everyone? Why that Mahabharata epic? Why that have happened just for a piece of land? Why not for any other thing? Yes, I understand Draupadi, other areas, they are also there, but the main part is they want their piece of land. So why they are fighting for the piece of land? Why not for any other thing? Is because piece of land symbolizes power. This is the planet of power. There is a difference between money and power. I made one video over planet Sun in Vedic astrology, where I've given you two options to choose between authority and power. Authority and power versus money. So many people in that video are choosing power, many are choosing money. Okay, I will give you that same option here. You need to choose between these two things. You can mention below the comments also. If I give you two options to please choose between power and money, what you are going to be choosing here? Please mention below the comments. If I ask you to choose between power and money, what will you choose? It's actually going to be determining your own strength of your Mars in the Vedic astrological chart. Because I told you Mars is fighting the war for a piece of land. And that piece of land is very difficult to get. And that is the reason Mars tends to become debilitated in the 4th house. Because if it is in the 4th house, this will start battle inside the home. Because Mars is the graha which actually want power. And Mars want power for Surya. Because understand one thing here. Sun is exalted in the house of Mars. And Sun is a king. It's a leader. So leader is also feeling very comfortable if it is with Mars energy. And that is where the weak Mars in the Vedic astrological horoscope is not only dividing you from the materialistic comforts, it's actually going to be taking power away from your life as well. Although debilitated Mars have the capacity to become or declare war, because I told you, but its energy is going in the negative way. Its energy is not actually getting utilized into the positive way. In the similar manner, as I told you, in order to keep your Jupiter intact in Vedic astrology, you need to keep your intent very, very pure. Your thoughts must need to be very pure. The purity of your thoughts will eventually automatically going to improve Jupiter in Vedic astrology. Similarly, if you want planet Mars in Vedic astrology, you need to take risks in your life. R-I-S-K. Risk and action is actually going to be improving this graha. And I will tell you, as soon as you start taking risk, as soon as you start taking actions into your life, these actions will give you result. This is also the planet which have the capacity to take some form actions and then gaining results into the life. There is no any other planet like Mars. But it's up to you to decide whether you are declaring war on the 4th house, on your family, or whether you are declaring war in your 10th house of the career, or maybe in the 6th house, you fighting with your enemies. And this is your own hidden enemies. It's not the enemies which are present outside. It's your hidden enemies which are actually present inside a human being. Hidden enemies are not which you cannot see with the naked eyes. Hidden enemies are actually present here inside. It's the enemies which are actually inside you. It's the enemies related to greed, your lust, and your hunger as well. And this is the only single most planet that also have the capacity to destroy all the internal enemies which are actually present inside you. So in order for you to strengthen this graha, you need to take further action and more actions into your life. The person even that are going to be having strong Mars in their astrological charts, you will see one very simple concept. I will tell you, very simple concept here. Mars is debilitated in the Cancer. It's in the 4th house because Mars don't want to live in the comforts of the home. Although Mars want to provide these things, Mars want to gain these things, I'm not denying that fact. But Mars is looking for that thing out of a necessity. Whereas Jupiter is looking for that thing for the mental peace. There is a total difference between both the energies. But they both are capable. Both grahas are capable. Even if you exchange their energies with one another, they are capable of handling every aspect. Whatever Jupiter is capable of handling, Mars also have the capacity to handle the same thing. And whatever planet Mars is capable for handling, Jupiter also have the same capability. And whatever Jupiter is capable for handling, Mars also have the same capability. Because they are gaining the important element of fire. Agni is the creation. I have made many videos. Agni and fire is creation. And in the 21st century, businessman, entrepreneurship is connected with Agni. Without a strong Agni or planets in the fire zodiac signs like Aries, Sagittarius and Leo, if you want to fight and win, you need fire. Without fire, it becomes difficult. Kali Yuga is based over Agni. Agni means fire. It's the energy which is present inside you. And that is also the reason you need to strengthen not only Jupiter and Mars, you need to strengthen Surya at the same time. And the very easy way to strengthen Surya is following the same routine, day after day, day after day, day after day. Now, many people might going to be saying me, we don't love repetitive tasks, we don't love to repeat tasks again and again, but it's the sutra of success. Sutra means it's the mantra. You see Surya, okay, it's coming at the same time, it's getting sunset, okay. Although many will comment sun will always there, it's the rotation of the Prithvi which is making, but Sun is teaching us that value of self-discipline, and it's doing the same thing, same task again and again, again and again and again and again. Repetition in Vedic astrology is governed by Surya. It's not governed by Shani. Many people consider Shani represents the repetitive task. Small repetition is seen through planet Shani. Small repetition means you are pushing the buttons of a machine. Within 5 seconds, you need to push it button. Again, you need to push it. Small repetitions are governed by Shani. But the big repetitions in a day, you need to routine is governed by Surya. Saturn is not going to be governing the routine actually. It's only governing repetition on the small scale. But if something is repeating on the large or the bigger scale, it's the Surya. So you need to pray to these 3 planets and strengthen Jupiter with your purity of thoughts, strengthen planet Mars by taking actions and becoming more and more risk-oriented personality. And you need to strengthen Surya by doing same task in the repetitive manner. So I hope you have reaped out some benefit in this live session with me, and thank you so much for sending me super thanks to this video. I will not be able to take your questions. I will organize some separate session for that part. But thank you so much for giving me this platform, this opportunity where I can interact with you. I can share my thoughts with you. And please spread this awareness and knowledge of Vedic astrology. It's very important in the 21st century. Many people are living in the andhakar. You need to provide them this light of Vedic astrology so that at least they can also see. Because I told you, it's the curse of the 8th house. If you are gaining knowledge without giving it back to society, it's becoming burden. You can check out my video over the 8th house. Okay. So till then, please take care of yourself. May Jagannath ji bless you. And I'm signing off from my YouTube channel. Bye-bye and Hare Krishna.